Elizebeth Smith had been a stubborn little girl. She was the youngest child of 10 in a Quaker family living in the Indiana countryside. Her father was a dairy farmer. By the time she came along, most of her siblings were out of the house, starting their own lives. Elizebeth felt like nobody expected anything of her, the last one left at home. But she wanted more than being a wife and a mother, the roles most women played in the early 1900s. She felt like a restless mental question mark, eager for a challenge. She wanted to broaden her world, to ask a million questions and find some answers. That meant going to college. It was a strange ambition in her family. Only one sister had bothered to study. Her father thought his children should be practical. How did college help farmers, after all? When her father refused to pay for college tuition, Elizebeth talked him into lending her the money at a steep interest rate of 6%. She took in sewing in her dorm room to pay for her expenses. All the scrimping and saving was worth it, though. Her classes opened her mind, introducing her to philosophy, literature, history, and languages. Elizebeth carried her journal with her everywhere, writing down things she noticed, ideas that struck her. She felt like she was getting closer to the answers, to the truth, but she had so many more questions. She noticed how people used polite language to hide the truth. Rather than calling a man drunk, they would say he was indisposed. Someone hadn't died, they had passed away. Elizebeth hated this use of flowery language to cloak reality. She thought it was hypocritical. As she wrote in her journal, using such pretty words only meant we glide over the offensiveness of names and calm down our consciences. Elizebeth didn't want to soothe her mind. She wanted to look at the world with critical sharpness. She wanted the bare truth, even if it was ugly, even if it hurt. Maybe especially if it hurt. That made it more interesting.